because
As not pushing roll.
this is the Exile, canon name Itsuki, a modded class by this guy. Their abilities, from left to right, include immediately remove target from the game. Split gets guaranteed crits on marked targets, which means the Exile will instantly delete everything red he comes into contact with, just like America. Kind of crap anime bullshit. This looks okay on paper, but in practice, a nuclear strike, or things that help you produce nuclear strikes, will always be favored more. This is literally just Holy Lance reskinned. Combined with the Exile's unique movement skill, it's possible to spam Holy Lance far more effectively than a Crusader can, at the cost of it being more RNG based than Afflictions in the Butcher Circus. This is the best riposte skill of all time. I swear the Exile must coat himself in gamer girl bathwater when he uses this ability. The minds of his enemies seem to turn feral and will always attack him. This ability is mainly used to babysit lepers. The only time I've ever used this ability is when I used a stupid comp that didn't work. Houndmaster Juice. Track makes an ally mark targets that they hit if said targets are under the effects of a dot. A Houndmaster will regularly mark entire enemy parties for the Exile to promptly delete harder than I deleted half this script. When a Houndmaster hits a target with a bleed, because they're bleeding, they're now applicable to receive the mark from tracking due to some shenanigans as to how this ability was coded. This ability is only used to drag out fights for stress heals. Rally has slight utility in putting healers back after being shuffled, but you really only use it to cheese stress harder than Ica Claw. Speaking of stress heal cheese, the Exile is basically a stress healer. Normally when you kill a target with a crit, you receive a team-wide stress heal. The mod maker also added this effect for any crit the Exile deals for the hell of it. The Exile's camping skills include
I'll notify your next of kin that you sucked!
the Exile backseat games a hero and reduces the stress that they deal? The wording confused me as well, but if used on an afflicted hero, the stress they deal from talking is lessened. That one antiquarian ability. The Exile can summon food from the birds, judging by the ability icon. Maybe he eats them?
You move well. You're reading me quite quickly. Let's see how predictable you think I am now.
Reskinned Arbalist camping skill. Kind of unnecessary buff to make Split even better. Like many modded Darkest Dungeon characters, the Exile would likely be considered to be one of, if not the most powerful character in the game, assuming they were released in the retail version. This is obviously up for debate though, as Dismas is, Dismas. This is the Exile build. Start with Provoke because Riposte is more deadly than the Swine Flu. If you have a Houndmaster and need to end the fight faster than this leper, start with Tracking instead. The Houndmaster can then mark everyone with Hound's Harry, who you can delete with Split. Whichever starter you use, remember that it's the Exile's job to follow up on the targets the other members of his party mark. Split is ridiculous, and as mentioned earlier, will stress heal your entire party on kill. If you get shuffled and won't fuck your two new frontliners with it, your Holy Lance reskin will get you back into Split range. You could run Sunder and Flank and try to Holy Lance cheese all by yourself, but just don't. Split and Riposte are always much better choices. As for the Exile's camping skills, bring Practice Bout to get the edge, bring Practice Bout for the stress heal, and either Reprimand or Scavenge depending on how little you bring into your runs. If you like to run dungeons dramatically underfunded, the Exile can help scrounge up food from cracks between floor tiles. It's probably not safe to eat. Otherwise, Backseat Gamer is probably your best option, especially if you're going to go against a boss like the Necromancer with team-wide stresses. The last two camping skills, March with Spears and Piece of Paper, aren't very good. I cannot think of a single time I'd want to throw 3 respite points away to maybe not get shuffled. In theory, Know Thy Enemy would be good in a boss fight, but those 2 points could probably be spent better on letting a bounty hunter have his fun instead. Remember that the Exile's job is to murder things above all. In theory, he has good flexibility as charge and rally move teammates, but don't bother. The Exile's goal is not to be a jack-of-all-trades like the Crusader. It is to rid this land of all that is unholy. It is this job which they excel at.